certainly the best.
It's Law and You, the program that brings legal issues to the people and the people to the law. Today, we shine the spotlight on accountability in governance, a cornerstone of democracy that ensures those entrusted with power do not abuse it or abandon their duties. But what happens when public officials fail to perform? Are citizens helpless observers, or does the law empower them to demand change and seek redress? From petitions and, of course, public interest litigations to recall processes and legal sanctions, this edition explores the legal remedies available to citizens when elected or appointed officials fail in their duties. We will be speaking with legal minds and, of course, rights advocates on what the Constitution says and what the court can do and what you, as a citizen, must know. And don't forget, you stay with us on Law and You as it unfolds the power of the law in the hands of the people. My name is Philip Omao-Gyukpo. We'll be looking at accountability in governance and, of course, legal remedies, that the citizens can explore. We will also have the opportunity to have the presence of a custodian of the law in the person of Emmanuel Obakpolo. Big thanks for always having time to be part of the show.
Good afternoon, Philip. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
All right, let's quickly set the ball rolling. A lot that needs to be done as regards getting it right. We have a system that needs to, work effectively. But first of all, what is accountability in governance? And how does it apply to the citizens demanding this? What importance does it have for citizens to demand this from the government of the day?
Yeah, accountability, as pronounced, is to give records. So accountability in governance is the presentation of records on government's administration to the people and how those records have been properly handled by those in government. That is just accountability. So accountability is to ensure that the people understand and have knowledge on how governance is being carried out on their behalf by those in government.
Okay, but what is the importance? Why should they do that?
Yeah. If you look at governments, from the definition of democracy, it's a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That is what democracy is. And now, government is a machinery of governance. So, those who are in government, they are managing the wealth of the nation on behalf of the people. And as such, they must give account of how those resources that are made available by the people on the people, so that the people will now understand and have knowledge properly on how governance is carried out. And this government, the governance must be on the benefit of the people. That is all. That is the singular reason why there must be accountability in governance. You don't go into administrative spree or financial spree on how to just spend public funds without being accountable to it.
Okay, do you see a disconnect in between, as in the aspect of the government functionaries, embarking on the accountability project to make sure that they give account to the people and render their still worship, and again the aspect of the people, those who are being governed, demanding this? Do you see a disconnect?
Yes, I say a disconnect because if you look at the provisions of the Constitution, the extant Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which upholds and observe and also demand practice of the separation of power, which is spelled out of and enshrined in section 4, 5, and 6, is all about accountability. And also, if you look at section 85 subsection 1 of the extant constitution, we provide for the office of the Auditor General of the Federation. The essence for the office of the Auditor General of the Federation is to provide for accountability, because he is the one who will audit government accounts, he audit government expenditure, and now know how money or monies that belong public fund has been used, administered, or utilized for the benefit of the people. So there is now a disconnection. Why do I say so? Because even the legislative arm, who ought to carry out oversight function in ensuring that the executive, which is vested with the power to perform executive function, and also the runnings of government on behalf of the people, are doing that as spelled out by the law. Unfortunately, we have a legislature, particularly in this Fourth Republic, that is so lackadaisical and a rubber stamp. So wherein instead of them to carry out their function, they are busy carrying out the lullaby of on your mandate we shall stand. That is not the reason why they are elected. That is not why a legislative function. The legislative function is to ensure that accounts and accountability as rendered by the executive are done on behalf of the people, even to them, properly, so that the people can now be beneficiaries of government expenditures and the runnings of government.
Okay, when you say the legislative arm seems to be failing in that, let's draw a dichotomy, because I understand separations of power, by Montesquieu has brought a situation where the legislative arm, make laws, and of course why the executive implement these laws, and then the judiciary, interpret and settle disputes, between all of this. Are you saying generally that the legislative arm under the system we operate in Nigeria is faulty to a point where any elected official seems to be tilting towards executive?
Yes, and I did say that with specific reference to the current legislative arm of government we have.
Did you say that, or do you say that as regards the officials or the system of practice?
It's not the system, because the Constitution does spell out how.
Total censor. It's a constitutional provision.
And I also told you about section 85 subsection 1 of the extant Constitution, which also provide for the office of the Auditor General.
So it is not a problem of the law?
It's not a problem of the law. The law is there. Is the performance of the law now. And the legislative arm also have what we call oversight function, to question how public funds are being used. But here we are. We have a legislative arm of government with a specific reference to the National Assembly, who approves all manner of laws. And the same National Assembly does not take time to ask questions on how those laws are used for, the performance, how the executive arm of government, what they be able to administer those laws, and how it has been of benefit to the people of Nigeria. There's no question with reference to that. And that is why you see that it appears that there is no accountability to the people of Nigeria. And that is one of the weak point, pitfalls of this administration that we have just now.
Okay. But what do you see as a causative factor? Because everything seems to be placed on a vote. The ayes have it, or the nay.
With specific reference to public funds, it is more than the question of the aye or the nay have it. It is more than that. And that is why I repeat, I did say that the legislative arm has a duty of oversight function, because the people cannot gather like a Portuguese assembly to begin to ask questions on what their monies are used for. It is their representative, both the Senate and the House of Representatives now at the federal level, and the state houses of assembly at the state level, and the legislative arm of government at the local government level, who carry out this functionality on behalf of the people. And here we are. Their performance is a near
It's abysmal.
It's a near zero, abysmal. That is the right word to use. And that is why you see today that even government after government, there is no form of accountability, and there is no how the people could ask questions. However, the Freedom of Information Act has provided another leeway for individuals or group of individuals to ask questions.
Thank you very much. Well, in case you're just coming across this program, it's Law and You, and we are all about accountability in governance and seeing what legal remedies are available for the citizens to, find a way to put a task on the public officials demanding accountability, of course, stewardship on the public office. And I've been speaking with Emmanuel Ogbakpolo. Well, Emmanuel Ogbakpolo raised some very, very vital issue as regards, finding a lasting solution to this. It was on my mind. You made mention of the fact that the people are giving their powers to the Legislative Assembly, their representatives, for instance. And then you also did not fail to say that even when or if these representatives fail to carry out the functions stricto sensu as they demand or request, then they also have another avenue to, explore, which is the Freedom of Information Act. Now, how can they do that? Can you deploy how this mechanism works?
Yeah. Section 3 of the Freedom of Information Act does make provision for an applicant, is a citizen now, can make application to any government institution to ask questions or to get information from that institution with respect to the day-to-day runnings of government, even where it is strictly financial.
Exactly.
Now, but that act also provides for exemptions. The act provides for exemptions where a citizen may not have the right, or an applicant, stricto sensu, may not have the right to ask for information. And what are those? What is these exemptions? Exemptions are provided for in section 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 19 of the Freedom of Information Act. Section 12 specifically provides for defense, that you cannot come and make inquiry or get information with respect to defense. And I think that is commonsensical. That is understood. But where it has to do with accountability on how government is being run, with special reference or specific reference to public fund, that information must be made available to that citizen. And where the act again goes further to say where that is refused, that applicant or that citizen has a remedy. Where section 25, he cannot make an application to court for court to grant order to get that information.
We'll get there, gradually we'll get there. But let's explore what you just said. You have a way of troubling my mind. And of course, I don't know if you're also doing same ripples to the minds of the viewers. A situation where we look at it where an electoral act is specifically, establishes the provisions as regards any concept or how a thing should be done, in terms of accountability. And then there's still another way in which such a person or citizen cannot, explore, in details or directly or, totally from that same, function. It seems to my mind that it's an attempt to kill an initiative ahead of the purpose. I don't know how you explain that.
Well, the law has a golden eye, and the law sees the past, the present, and the future. That is the position of the law. And I think that is the singular reason why the law makes provision for exemptions. Because...
But when you say the law, men work on the laws.
Yes.
Before it becomes a law or before they become laws, they were once bills. And so men work on it. So what is the guarantee that the men that work on this do not deliberately work on this in order to, protect their patrimony, their personal aggrandizement that may, they may want to seek from the common good that law or that bill, is seeking for in the law? I don't know if you get me.
Yes, you may not. That may not be. That cannot be removed from that fact.
Because we've had this with the Electoral Act.
It could be to protect.
Where the Electoral Act, some part, anyways, I'm not to speak on it, seems to protect those who are even the political actors.
Yes, when you make reference to Electoral Acts, you discover that in electoral matters, they are so unique and special to the extent that even the interpretation of the laws in marrying the functionality of the electoral officers and their performance in an election gives a wide protection. What do I mean by that? There are the courts in even interpreting the law with respect to electoral acts may not consider the actors of their functionalities, of their performance, but may consider what is known as public interest or public safety. That again, to some of us, we may question that what do we mean by public safety, where there is an infringement on the rights of the voter or the electorate. Where the right of the voter or the electorate is infringed upon, is violated, do you not say that whatever interpretation you give is for public safety? That is another question begging for answer. That even the courts have not been able to give answer to. But however, we've witnessed a lot of abracadabra, legal abracadabra, but with special reference or specific reference, to my mind, to the last 2023 general elections. We've seen it. Before now, we've seen that the court visit the law strictly on electoral matters. But just now, we've seen how there is protection with respect to that. But again, let's look at the subject matter. I did say that the Freedom of Information Acts provide for exemptions, and those exemptions are specified in sections 11 to section 19 with the removal of section 18 of the Freedom of Information Act, and that you can go to court as a remedy, section 25. Now, you can see that even that law, the Freedom of Information Act rather, also has given the court responsibility to make order with reference to information as applied by an applicant or a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, it's still within the wisdom of the court to so grant or to refuse. Again, we may have the challenge of interpretation in the nearest future.
Thank you very much. But you just raised an issue that needs to be explained in total, because there's this aspect of, getting allocations that the federal government has given to each state, for instance, in their monthly revenues, of course, monthly allocations from the federal government to the states. We've always seen it where it is not properly broken down. We can hardly, have, reports on the monthly, allocations that each state gets from the federal government. All we can get from the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee most times are usually the total amount, that is being disbursed from the federal government to the states, but not the specific amount that each state gets month in, month out from the federal government. And that what you have to get it from the Accountant General of the state to have a well-explained copy or copies of how the state gets month in, month out allocations from the federal government. Should it be so?
Yes, it ought not to be so, because we have seen that with specific reference to the way the executive carry out the day-to-day runnings of administration in this country, it has shown that there is no transparency. In a climate where there is transparency, there ought to be a breakdown. Even the Constitution makes it clear for there to be a breakdown of how public funds are distributed or shared amongst the federal government and the 36 states of the federation. But here we are, some executive maneuverings are being carried out so that the people of Nigeria will not know that. And now, if the people of Nigeria do not have access to that information, what about their representative at the legislative angle of it? Or
do they have access?
Do they have access? If they don't, do they ask questions with respect to that, or they are engaged in frivolities? So that is why the freedom, I think, that the Freedom of Information Act now makes provision.
That's the importance.
For individuals, citizens, group of citizens, to now make application.
Yeah, because
to get that information.
Yeah, because it's not every information that will be on the public space.
Yes.
So, but that Freedom of Information Act can also help.
Yes.
If you seek or require such information that may not readily be on the public space, so that you can easily access such,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, but how fluid or how, accessible is the office of the Attorney General, for instance?
It's accessible. It's a public office. You can make your application.
Okay.
And the Freedom of Information Act also saw the possibility of the institution wherein that application is made to refuses to grant that application or request as made. And the Act now provides for, in Section 25, that you can go to court to seek a redress so that the court can grant an order. And once the court grants an order, you bring that order to them so that they can furnish you with whatever information as specified in your application.
All right, this is quite a sensitive topic, and we will not be able to exhaust it in one episode. But in the next episode, we're going to be looking more into, the sanctions, or how the citizens can be able to, access, remedies, these legal remedies, in tackling or finding way where the provisions of the law can, make sanctions on non-performing public officials that are found wanting in terms of not being able to, satisfy the public or the citizens in respect of giving account of their still worship. And that will be done basically, next week. But before we round off on this, let's look at the aspect of the legislative arm, for instance, that you raised. This is an important arm of government that helps to oversee, deploy, that helps to, look into oversight functions, of the executive. Now, how can we strengthen this body in order to be able to, help in accountability of the executive?
The law is clear with reference to legislative oversight, and that the legislature, their function as provided for by the Constitution is not just to make laws. Like we have agreed, they also have oversight functions to perform.
Yes.
And when they refuse,
but they are lagging in that aspect. Like what you said, they are lagging in that aspect.
Yes.
So how do we strengthen that arm? But first of all, what could be the causative factor, and how can we strengthen that arm for it to be found, living up to expectation?
With the kind of legislative representative we have, and the unique structure of Nigeria, democratically, legally, and otherwise, we may have just one function or one role to play, and that is where you discover now to the citizens where the citizens of Nigeria discover that the members of the legislative arm of government are not carrying out their functions as legislative arm. In the next election, don't vote for them.
Okay, you are talking about, okay, before that, we could also, explore the aspect of the recall process. And of course, sanctions that may also be given on that. But well, that would be what we will be having same time next week on Law and You. Well, a big thanks for taking our time to be part of this. Basically, that's what we're going to be looking at in the next episode, because we want to look at the recall process. How is it done? And of course, sanctions that will be given on non-performing public officials. How would that be carried out? So, big thanks for taking our time to be part of this.
It's a pleasure to be.
My name is Philip Omo-Oguipo. We'll see you same time next week. Bye for now.
Certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Certainly the best.
Good afternoon. It is another wonderful time to have you on the program 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Ego Sagbonlao. It promises to be a time that will allow you to be a part of this program to dissect another national issue. It is very disturbing, the recent attack in Kebbi State, where 25 schoolgirls were adopted principal shot, vice principal shot dead. There was also another attack in Kwara State. A church was attacked in Kwara State, the Apostolic Church. And it was a very bizarre situation because it was a live streaming, there was a live streaming going on, and when gunmen were masked, attacked the church, and people were just scrambling and running. And a lot of problems, you won't believe it, even politicians. The recent crisis in PDP has even led to the new chairman of PDP, one of the factions of PDP, to openly call on President Trump to intervene. President Trump, from what we gathered before now, had said that there's genocide against Christians. And the federal government said, no, there's nothing like that. There was mixed reactions. Some people said, no, there's nothing like that. No genocide. The attack is not targeted. Christians are attacked. Members of other faiths are attacked. But with the recent kidnap in Kebbi, the recent attack in Kwara, creates a very disturbing situation in Nigeria. So that's the reason, the essence of this topic. We are looking at the disturbing insecurity, the disturbing trend of disturbing threat to the security in Nigeria in all states. We would highlight some states, even in Edo State, we'll talk about it. Just yesterday, on Wednesday precisely, we had a report where our crime correspondent brought a report where the Edo State Police Command assured Edo State residents of adequate security of lives and property against the backdrop of the recent increase in cases of kidnapping and crime. So it's disturbing and it must be tackled. I have very, very distinguished personalities who have made their mark in the society. They've joined me today. I have the director of Ecumenism and Interfaith of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Sir Best Iriabe. Nice to have you on the program.
Thank you very much for having me once again.
Okay. We also have a leader of congregations, a man that has impacted society positively. He is leading men and women. I'm talking about a renowned clergyman, Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. Nice to have you on the program.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, yes, I'm going to start with the very first direct question, and that will go to Sir Best Iriabe. Is there genocide against Christians in Nigeria?
Thank you very much, Egosa, for having me.
Yeah.
10 years ago, 12 years, 15 years ago, we were on this program, constantly coming on this program to talk about the level of insecurity in our country. We used several terms.
Yes.
We said it was alarming.
Okay.
At a point, we said it was worrisome.
Yes.
And then we say it was so disturbing.
Yes.
But all that are gone. It's genocidal. It has assumed a genocidal status. That's the truth of the matter. Oh, yes. Because, I mean, you need to call is the real name. That is the name. It has assumed a genocidal status because Christians, particularly, over time, have been targeted. Now, the Chibok girls, you remember, the Chibok community is a Christian community in the far north of Borno. Now, when we talk about Boko Haram, that book, they don't want Western education. Western education is predicated on Christianity. So if you say you don't need Western education, you don't want Christianity, you want to wipe out Christianity from the face of the earth. And that is the agenda of Islam. That's the agenda of Islamists. You remember the word I'm using Islamists. I'm not saying Muslims. They are very good Muslims, wonderful people. But these sort of people,
extremists,
these extremists who now kill in the name of God or Allah. You know, Allah Akbar means God is the greatest. You are killing somebody, you are destroying somebody, you are beheading people that the same Allah or God has created, and you say He's the greatest. You know, it's a misnomer. I mean, it's, you cannot just put it together. So it has assumed a genocidal dimension. And I want to thank America, Donald Trump, who called it the real name. That's the name, just now. I mean, when people continue to deny it, you know, that's political. We could have been able to wipe it out, but there have been no political will. Imagine Secretary to government only yesterday called a press conference and still denying it. Even when it was less than 12 hours of that press conference, they went to Christ Apostolic Church in Eruku in Kwara State to chase away everybody, kill 3 persons, and carried away about 35 worshippers. What do you call that? Why there's no time we can no longer hide it. We are people of truth. Even, I want to thank God for Muslims, real Muslims, who have said, yes, this is true. You cannot hide it anymore. Now, the reason why, just to preempt you, Regosa, or they say, oh, but they are also killing Muslims. Of course, yes. The Muslims they are killing are good human beings who have refused to join them. And once you refuse to join this set of people, you are described as a kafiri, you are described as a non-entity, people to be exorcised and dealt with. So those set of Muslims do not believe in genocide. They are the people that they are slaughtering. Have you ever seen any Christian militia? Has it ever been recorded in the history of Nigeria that a set of people who are Christians who are saying, praise the Lord, and start killing people? No. So it's a genocide.
We'll come back to you, yes. Sir Best Iriabe. We must quickly admit that the comments of my guests on this program are their personal comments, their personal opinion.
Yes.
Does not reflect the stance of independent television and radio. Bishop Lucky Amanabese,
yes, sir.
Let's look generally now. The insecurity. We've heard of cases of the Chibok girls some years ago, and that was under the regime of President Jonathan. Some of you remember when the wife of the president, the first lady at that time, Patience Jonathan, said, there is God, oh.
Yeah.
That statement became a national statement because of the kidnap of Chibok girls. So now it's Kebbi. So what is your take on this?
You see, thank you, Mr. Osa. You see, the problem we have is our leader. You see, the people that are, you cannot come to my house and you are a stranger and you know everything about me. It's not possible. There must be an insider, give you an information to somebody who is dealing with it. The people that are committing this problem, the Boko Haram or the Band, whatever they call them, they are people in the high place in government who are aiding and abetting them. You can't tell me that a general was killed a few days ago, an army general, it's not possible. But because there are so many loopholes by the people who are in authority, so my people eating from this business. It's not a business. It's not a serious business. Therefore, there is no way you can tackle this insecurity in Nigeria because some are making it to war, some making it to worst. Those that are eating from it are worsening it. Those that are trying to make it work are not able to make it work. That is the problem we have in this country. Until there's a drastic action taken by the federal government or the state government or local government, even the only in the street, that's the only way this can stop. That if you see a stranger who don't know, you don't understand this movement, get him arrested. Hold it down, ask him questions. About a few months ago, a certain general of army general said, if you meet these people on the way and try to harass you, then you kill them. Before we know, the guy was removed. Then, who is doing us? Who is fighting us? It is very clear that the Christian where I belong to, that we have preached the gospel of peace and forgiveness so deeply that even when we are seeing death face to what? Face, we are looking for God to come and help us. And God will never come down from heaven. He will use man to help man. Therefore, Donald Trump is not even the solution to our problem. We can fix our problem by ourselves if we wake up to and say no to this nonsense. But as far as we keep on romancing it, I am telling you, one day we'll wake up one day and find that our houses have been sold, surrounded by these people, and can't do anything because the government, the politician, everybody involved are just romancing it. And it's time for action so that we will not wake up one day and see that our resources, our investment disappear to the end. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. But Sir Best Iriabe, this is really disturbing.
Yes.
Do you think government is doing enough?
No.
In terms of tackling this insecurity? Because we must, reacting after an incident has happened is not always the best.
Yes.
taking precautionary or putting precautionary measures in place is the best.
Exactly.
So do you think the federal government is doing enough?
Over time, one would like to say the truth. The government, to use his own term, romanticizing the whole scenario. The action of government over time has not had any biting effect. There's no political will to solve. I've listened to retired generals who come on air. Even there was one yesterday on a sister station who was saying that, look, who is Boko Haram? They can be obliterated if there's a political will. But there's no political will. There was a time President Jonathan, you mentioned, raised an alarm that there are Boko Haram people in his own government. It had a banner, a headline in all newspapers in Nigeria that there are Boko Haram officials in his own government. And nobody looked at it, nobody talked about it. So there have been no political will. What we have had over time is that government mouthpiece, after it has happened, they have never been proactive. After it has happened, this wordsmith, whether they are the Minister of Information or they are presidential spokespersons, they are very good at crafting a condolence message and condemn the action. And they will now use the word, government is on top of the situation. They have never been on top of any situation. That's the truth of the matter. So the problem we have had is that if you do not want to, because Donald Trump, like I said just now, believe in our common humanity. We are human beings. We're not talking about Nigeria now, America or China. People who believe in our common humanity, they are not happy seeing people slaughtered on a daily basis. And the government of such state will say, we are on top of the situation. Oh, tomorrow we are going to chase everybody out and all that. We have not been having that government ability to say, let's go and do this. What politicians are doing, they are focusing on themselves, how to win the next election. That's exactly what they are doing. They move. You can see now what we have gotten now has assumed a pandemic situation, where even politicians are not even crying aloud. You saw the man you quoted just now, Turaki, telling the whole world, "Come, it's not only the fact that they are killing Christians, but now that democracy democracy is going to be wiped out in our country, Nigeria." Look at the politicians, the dramatic personae in the political arena. What are they doing? They are busy sewing clothes, sewing cap and everything and all that. Everybody wants to be a one party. They're reducing Nigeria to be a one party state. That will not help the place. Instead of them focusing on the real issue, they are focused. It's a macabre dance of the absurd. What we are seeing is a macabre dance of the absurd. The dance of absurdity. Where people are being killed every day, you are sewing clothes, you are interested in wearing cap, and thinking of how you are going to win the next election. What an absurd society. What a society that is completely insensitive of what is happening to their own fellow man. We weep for this country. I weep for this country. I weep for this country. Okay. Oh, yes.
Thank you very much. Bishop Lucky. Now, we know the problem is there. It's glaring, So what do you think government should do to really tackle this problem? Because Sabesi Rebe has just said to him, government is not doing enough. So which areas do you think government need to really quick fix?
The government to give a marching order.
Okay. Have they not done that?
No.
Okay.
See, it's not about talking it. It's not just saying it. Okay. There should be action.
Okay.
Because result come by action, not by saying it. You can't say anything and it will just remain there. But by back with the action, you walk. Even in your own heart, if you just say certain thing and laugh by it, your wife will not obey you. But there's some action you put in place that will say, no, if that is corner, there's a problem. Then the government will start putting some action in place. Remove politics. We're not after APC, PDP, whatever. We are after a particular problem. Human beings are dying every day. Look at situation now. Pastors were killed. Christians were adopted inside church service. Look at those people now, children in school, they are being adopted for no reason. Now, if government start taking action, that this is a bill, this is a law, whosoever do this is going like this, and this eye looks like, okay, like recently in our street, I come and I said, see, we cannot wait for government. People don't know you. I'm going to mark up our security guard. make sure that any strange movement we don't understand, get the person. Whether you have Benin, Isoko, Hausa, we don't care, we don't understand you, will get you arrested. But we to handle you to police. They will not allow us to be taken away from society. The street is calm. Don't machine that run our street in the night, those days in your here. You don't see machine in the night because we are ready for business. If government can begin to take that action, I am telling you, you will now understand that some people will call Benin, Edo like us,
yes,
as even part of this business. Because you can't come from Zamfara to my state and know all the local economy. So this is giving you information. But because there's no action, one guy just left our street like yesterday. Because we met everywhere. They said the guy want to park. Hey, you go. We don't need you. You go. You leave the street. Let us have peace. We need peace. Because then that thing is that have been put in place. You will now understand that some people that are speaking Benin with us, who are speaking Ishan with us, who are speaking Auchi and the rest, yes, that they are even part of the sponsor and the informant that these guys are using to deal with us and attack us in our own state. But because those things are not put in place, where we don't know who is who we are working with, you don't know the next person. But by the time these things people don't understand that some people, even you think that they are normal, they are the one eating from the system. One phone call, they get alert. One phone call, they get alert. After the alert is coming, they will not stop.
Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. I hope you are enjoying this program. We are looking at this very disturbing trend of insecurity. It's affecting us. We'll look at the economic effect. We'll look at how it's affecting humanity. We'll just take a holistic look at this very disturbing problem. But that will be after this break. Okay, it is 60 Minutes Nigeria. I hope you are enjoying the program. My name is Egosa Agbonlao, your anchor. I also have with me the director of Ecumenism and Interfaith of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Sir Best Irabe. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We also have with us a very respected clergyman and a leader of congregations, Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir,
for your time. I need to also let them know that Bishop Lucky Omonabiese is also a farmer. He has always encouraged farming.
Yes,
okay, Sir Best Irabe,
yes,
now
yes,
we've agreed that government need to do more than what it's doing now.
Yes,
President Tinubu refused to travel for an international conference, yes, or meeting because of the security situation, the abduction of 25 students in Kebbi State and the killings in Kwara. Do you think this is the right step in the right direction by President Tinubu?
Well, he has done well by staying back, because there's a local parable that if your home is not well with it, if it's not well with your home, you can't go to the farm and begin to shout and begin to run up and down. Yeah. There's fire on the mountain. So if he had gone to that place, that would have labeled him, because already they are saying, people have been saying that he's not sensitive to the issue. That would have increased that kind of perception. Now he did well, but let us move beyond rhetorics. Let us give our people a timeline. Between now and the next 6 months, wipe out Boko Haram. When you do that, you encourage the morale of the military need to be boosted. You need to encourage them, very young men in their 16, 17, 18, 20, 19, young people. You need to boost their morale. You need to encourage them. You need to give them the right weapon to face it. My brother was talking about Ode. When we were doing Ode those days, it's not sticks they were holding. They were having any attackers.
What's the meaning of Ode?
Ode,
you need to explain.
Ode means people in a particular community keeping watch at night, okay, over any possible intruder. Okay. But today, it's not that kind of Ode. The intruders that have been brought in from Niger, Chad, because of politics, are resident here with AK-47 in the jungle. So are you going to face those people with ordinary sticks? There's nothing you are going to do. No matter what you are going to do, you can't face those people with ordinary sticks. We must call a spade a spade. That was the beginning. No rebuttal account. It's in the public domain. How these people came to Nigeria from different parts, from our neighboring countries. And these people didn't go back. They are now here. They were weaponized. They had the sophisticated weapons. They invaded our forest, and they are there. Who is going to go to meet them in the forest with ordinary sticks or a dengon, that long dengon? As you see people carrying dengon, as I was coming just now, I see some boys vigilante with dengon. That is a huge joke. Now, First of all, let the government, let everybody in Nigeria say, look, there's a problem. Let government not begin to defend the indefensible. If you kill Muslims, are they not Nigerians? Are they not human beings like us? If you kill Christians, are they not human beings? If you killed practitioners of African traditional religion, are they not human beings? Do they need to be killed? Let everybody agree that there's a genocide. And let us see what can be done to wipe them out. If we are not able, why can't we look for assistance? When Trump never said he was going to invade Nigeria, he said if we cannot longer, he said because they have been, he accused Nigeria of being lethargic, the Nigerian government of being lethargic in confronting the situation. And therefore, if you are so lethargic, let us come and help you to stamp it out. That's what he's saying. He's not coming to invade Nigeria and then Nigeria become part of a state in America. No, that's not what he's doing. Let us ask people for help. Agosa, do you know what we are suffering in Nigeria? We are suffering a debt of practical knowledge. Practical knowledge. That's why we cannot make anything. Now, you are running on gen now or solar or what have you. We cannot fix the electricity in Nigeria. Why can't we go and ask people to come and help us? It's a shame. We can't. There's no water. Agosa. There are no roads in Nigeria. Let's go and ask people how they are doing it in other places. We go to other climes to see what's going on there. I was coming just now. I stood at the red light stopped me around Siloko. The man behind me was blaring. I said, look, we have to maintain the red light. He pulled out and shouted on me, are you the one who go to change Nigeria? and sped off. But if such a person is in Europe or America, he will obey. So everything is near collapse, total collapse. What we are seeing now is how to win a next election. Nigeria is now gravitating towards a one-party state. They are not thinking of what we are talking about now. They are not even listening to us. How they are going to retain their seat, how they are going to perpetrate themselves in power is what they are talking about. That's what we are suffering in Nigeria. Nigeria has money. God has blessed Nigeria. We have everything in Nigeria. Come to think of it, Ehosa, you plant, if in this studio now, if you were able to dig it and remove the tiles and everything and get to the soil and plant plantain or cassava or whatever, in the next 6 or 7 months, you come and repeat. This is Nigeria for you. You understand what I'm saying? A young man told me in Israel once, when I told him, when I saw, I went to banana plantation, the labor they engage in trying to plant banana or plantain, they will build a house for it, cellophane house, they will build all kinds of labor. I was looking, I said, my friend, come to my place. I don't need to labor the way you are laboring now. I need to just put it in my back house. And I go away. He said, and then in some time, a few months' time, I come and reap. He said, is there a nation like this? I said, yes, that's called Nigeria. But we are not harnessing it. We are not using it. We are a country of money mongers. People who love money. These are the people we have in Nigeria. Lovers of money can never make it. People in Nigeria want to grab, they want to take everything, me, myself, and my generation. They have all the money and all that. That's what their mind is fixed on that. To have all the money under their bed and be spending so that they themselves, their generations to come, will not suffer. Those are the kind of people we have in Nigeria. A people who are morally and financially profligate. Even morally profligate. These are the people we have in Nigeria.
Okay,
so if we sit down to say, look, this problem, we have identified it, let's solve it. It can be solved.
Thank you very much, Sir Besiri Abe. Before we get the comments of Bishop Lucky Omonabiase, we'll take a brief break now. And I must tell you that this disturbing trend, we need to dissect it. We need to evolve solution. Because I believe that government agencies can actually heed advice of my guests. And you never can tell. Could be useful. But that will be after this break. What a delight to have you on the program. It's always a delight because you spending your 60 minutes with us on the program makes us very happy. And we are looking at a very disturbing trend of the security situation in Nigeria. My guests have emotionally made their comments. And I think that government need to do more. But members of the public can also call in and make their contributions. Like we always say on this program, Do not use any derogatory language. Do not insult anybody. But just make your comments for us to have a good Nigeria. The security situation is really disturbing. How can we tackle it? That's the essence of this program. We are not castigating anyone. We are not speaking against anyone. All we need is a better society for everyone. You need to understand our position. We are not against any religion. We are not against any sect. We are not against anybody. We are just talking about the situation in Nigeria. Nigeria needs to be a good country where people can sleep with their two eyes closed, where people can move at night without being afraid, where people can travel without being afraid. Not everybody can pay for flight tickets. So you need to still travel on the road. We need adequate security. So that's the program. You can call in. The phone number will be displayed. We'll allow you to make your comment while my guests continue to provide solution and dissect the topic. Bishop Lucky, now, we've talked about, yes, government needs to do more. Some persons have always said, okay, there's need for community policing, there's need for state police, there's need for state police, there's need for, vigilantes. Do you really think the manpower of the Nigerian police need to be increased through the issue of state police and community policing?
Yes.
Okay.
They have to have state police and community policing with the vigilante, because the vigilante are people that are living in the community who know the area better than any other person. And when those one are involved, plus state police, for federal police, with all these people come together with the agreement of the force, you will see that even if they cannot overcome the crime 100%, only 80% will be done.
Okay, thank you, Bishop. We'll come to you. Good afternoon, the very first caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, your name, where are you calling from?
My name is Alaji Ahmad.
Okay. Calling from where?
I'm calling from Benin.
Okay. Okay, make your point.
I want to commend our speaker in the studio. They have been doing justice to this topic. It's not going to one of us.
Thank you.
The issue we are deliberating is a very simple matter. To me, all we are just saying that corruption is the one leading us on this corruption. As I speak to you now, the IG police of this country, I think they're supposed to retire. This is the first time we are seeing the IG who have spent more than 35, who have spent more than retiring age, being appointed by the president to continue living that as illegal IG. So we don't, and they keep on telling us press release. With Nigeria, we don't need press release. We need action. So to be doing this in action, let us, okay, they say Christian or genocide. Christian are dying, Muslims are dying. Are people supposed to be dying in this country? To be blessed to be France. Are people supposed to die? We cannot move around again. Most of us used to now, we are just afraid of this being in Nigeria. I don't know why. When we were growing up, this were not like this in the country. Please, we are begging there. We are begging there. And I speak to you now, the current government now, there's only like 2026 in their calendar. If they are showing concern on the presidential election 2027, they are also showing concern about this security issue. I think that this time we will be moving freely. So we don't pray God to save every one of us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I can see the way you are feeling. I told you so many Nigerians are not happy. Like I said, you can also contribute, make your comments so that we can have a good country. Because the future of this country is what matters. Not everybody can japa. Not everybody are even encouraged to japa. If you japa, you leave your country. Who will develop your country? You and I will develop Nigeria. We must stay here. Okay, let's get another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Gabriel from Saple Road.
Okay.
The question, I thank you so much for handling this program. The question I want to ask you is, number one, what are these people fighting for? What do they really want? If they have been talking to them, let them alone, what do they want? We can see Ukraine, Russia, they are fighting because Russia want to overpower them and take them to their colony. What are they fighting for? Then number two, very important. Why will President not come out and tell people this is what is going on? Anyone successive leader that come, we hide it. Anyone that come, we hide it. Jonathan was hiding it. Buhari came, the same thing. Now, Tinubu, who said he want to, Emile he want to rule. Why will he not tell people this is what is happening? And my prayer is America should come. It's my prayer, fervent prayer, and God will make them come. I just read online now that he never make ordinary empty threat. That's what the lawmaker who received Nigeria, that when he never received ordinary threat, he must fulfill his promise. God will bring them down to save us in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. Bishop Lucky, the way forward.
The way forward is very simple. Let them have community policing, state policing, out to the federal police, and let them be empowered.
Okay, we have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from? Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is Mila Ifinedo. My name is Mila Ifinedo. I'm calling from Benin.
Go on, go on. We're having network issue with you. Just go on. Okay. I think we're having network. The thing is re-echoing and coming back. Please, you can call again. Maybe it will be better. Okay, we have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Moses.
Okay.
From Capel Road.
Okay.
What I say for this issue is, all those ethnic ministries here, for the in our state, the data state, it is just more. Because with the youth, we need to mobilize people to walk away from the planning act.
Oh, no. No, we don't want you to mention the name of any tribe. Because we have some very good Fulani people. I actually served as a copper very many years ago in Katsina State. They were very nice to me. I lived with them. We used to buy what they call rago. Rago means ram suya. We used to buy that in the evening as a copper in Katsina State. So they are good Fulani people. They are good Amsa people. They are good people in the north. I must tell you, I love them. So, but just like in Benin, just like in Edo State, we have good and bad people. So don't mention the name of any tribe because you don't have evidence to say this is a tribe. I love the Fulanis. I love the Amsa people. I love Nigerians. And I believe they love me too. Okay, we have another caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from? Okay, go on.
What I'm trying to say, as this thing is this now, when people refuse, including our president, to refuse to put hand. We in South here, we should expect more tourists coming because they are already open door for them to come inside. They are already here. Those people are here already. So if our governor is not wake up, that we are going to get that problem. That's what I saw.
Thank you. I know what you are trying to say is that there is need for security measures to be put on the ground. We should be proactive, just like my guests have said, not only reacting to what has happened. I know that's what you are talking about. Okay, good afternoon. Another caller again. Your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Advocate. I'm calling from Igwebe.
Okay, Advocate. Good afternoon. How is Igwebe?
Igwebe is fine.
Okay, go on.
Just as one of the callers has said, really, why is it that the former president from Jonathan to date, why is it that they are not really talking? Why are they not addressing the issue? What is happening, just as one of the callers has said? Our prayer is for Trump to come because nothing is working politically and otherwise. The system has failed in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a caller, Advocate from Igwebe. He's also very worried. So while we wait for other callers, Sabesi Rabe, okay, let's just quickly take this caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Julius, calling from Benin.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
But it's very pathetic and quite unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. You know, like I always say, we can play politics with every other thing, not with security. Security does not know murder. Insecurity rather does not have coloration. So my major thing about this is that we thought, because this president, they said he's a master strategist. And I expected him to be strategic in all ramifications, especially when it comes to insecurity, not just politics. We know what played out in Jonathan administration, how people condemn this man that is unable. That was what even cost him in the election. And we expected that these people coming on board, we're going to not to see this kind of issue again. But it's quite sad that 23 or 25 children were kidnapped. And funny enough, we were told that 30 minutes before that kidnap took place, military men, security men were in that school because of DSS intelligence reports. Why did they vacate that premise? So these are all shrouded in security, and I'd like to know that this Boko Haram, whether you like it or not, whether NNPC, I'm entitled to my opinion, it's my right, every comment I make now, it is from me, not from ITV. I take responsibility for it. There are people sponsoring this Boko Haram, that is why it has to go. People are responsible. People are playing politics with insecurity in Nigeria. Government has told us several times that they know those behind the scenes that are responsible. Why have they not have the political will to identify these people and deal with them squarely? But they were able to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. So we should stop all this politics and play politics with our lives. Enough is enough. We can't take it any longer. If President Tinubu could not fix Nigeria, he should resign. Tinubu must go. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Very emotional again, but what I can just pick from there, if state of emergency can be declared in Rivers State because of the political imbroglio, why can't state of emergency be declared on security in Nigeria? A quick reaction from you, sir.
There's no question about that. That's exactly what we've been talking about. There has to be, when we talk about state of emergency, it's not a suicide thing. You want to make sure that all attention is geared towards that very problem.
Yes.
All eyes will be on it. More resources will be deployed to do it. That's when we talk, say, a state of emergency. Now, the government over time, right from the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, this thing started, it snowballed to the 8 years of Buhari, and then we are now in the tenure of Tinubu. This problem, rather than abate, has continued to exacerbate. And therefore, it calls to question what the government is doing. Government is a continuum. You not say, oh, during Jonathan it was like this, now my own is like this. No, this is not a question of praising yourself, that this is what you have done. No, it's a question of identifying the problem that is on ground and harness all the resources you have, both material, intellectually, and otherwise, to attack and confront the issue. But that's not what the government is doing. Even this government of Tinubu, I must tell you, they are on the defense. I just told you yesterday, the Secretary to Government, federal government, held a press conference defending the situation, praising himself, praising this administration. That is not what we need now. What we need now is a concerted effort. Now, what does it take? How long does it take to have a state police, for God's sake? It's not a new thing. In the 60s, we were having state police. There were native authority police in this country. Native authority, that local government have their own police. The state was having their own police. And then you have what we call constabulary. That in every locality, teachers, bankers, they are made to do that job. They pay them some stipend. They are called constabulary police. They are not regular police. To profile the people who live in a particular area. Everybody knows ourselves. And then when you do that, you are able to police your environment. But because of lack of political will, the bill is sleeping in the National House of Assembly. The National Assembly, they are there receiving defectors. That's what they are doing. They are receiving defectors. They are to align with the president. They are also cried out a few days ago, my dear brother Egosa. Senator Shomole, God bless him. Because he's my friend. I've always thought that, what's the Shomole doing there now? He cried out to say, look, we are not rubber stamp. We are becoming one.
Okay.
This comes from the executive almost immediately in the twinkle of an eye, in the speed of light. They approve it.
Okay, thank
but
you.
But nothing has been done.
We'll allow you to continue, sir, best. But let's just get this caller. Good afternoon. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is John. I'm calling from Benin.
Okay.
I want to appreciate the effort that gives this opportunity to us to express ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. One thing about this insecurity in Nigeria, it will only end when people on top have the will to do the job. They don't have the will. And that for them to stop this thing, they need to cut off this security vote. Because as long as there is security vote, governors can pay without petitioning. They will always have a way of motivating this thing to reciprocate itself often and often. Because the more the problem is, the more the security vote. I take example of that one. I got this experience from the former governor in the Delta State. I won't want to mention it. If you remember, before Gwaga, during the Jura and the Shekiri, we know how they motivate the system to spend the security vote. Because when there's problem in your community, the security vote will be increased. That is one. And another thing I wanted to use the opportunity to just express. Please, we need to be proactive, not reactive. I wanted this government to take care of this new Benin as is. Because it is not when it happens they will take care of it. It's too crowded. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Governor Monday Okpewolo, one of the callers, a member of the society, has just called in to appeal to you that New Benin Aziz in Benin City, Edo State is too crowded and security measures need to be put in place. I want to concur with that caller, because if you drive through New Lagos Road, through New Benin, across Mission Road, traders are even trading on the road now. God forbid there's maybe a vehicle will say there's brake failure. It can ram into the traders along the road. We are not saying people should not trade. This is the festive period. Let them go inside the market. Let them move away from the road. You know. So that's that caller. We have another caller now. Good afternoon. Your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, thank you. My name is Mila Ifinedo. I'm calling from Benin.
Thank you. Go on.
As I said before, sir, my name is Mila Ifinedo. I'm calling from Benin, Kenwa Road here. What I see in this insecurity matter, sir.
Sir, do you know what you can do? Reduce the volume of your TV set. That is why it's re-echoing. Go on, please.
These bandit people. Okay, these bandits in the north side, sir. These people, they call them, they were political thugs. This northern governor used them to run politics without giving them jobs. They were given guns by these former governors in North to do politics. After they have used them, they dumped them without giving them jobs. They were born from neighboring countries. They are not Nigeria. If you discover, you will see some are Shad, some are Malians, some are Nigerians. They brought them to run election. They know these politicians in the north. They know what they are using them for. So they should settle them so that they can go back to their various countries. They should not leave them here. That is what is bringing this problem.
Okay, thank you very much. Because of time, thank you very much. Thank you. Like we said, the comments of our viewers, it is their personal comment, not a reflection of ITV at all. And one of the callers said it, that it is his own personal opinion. Because some of the comments they make, they don't have evidence to validate their comments. So we need to really make that very clear. But let's just conclude.
Yes, sir.
Bishop, just a sentence. Tell us
the way
out. Yes.
The way out is very simple.
Okay.
Get a vigilante, say police, federal police, army, or give them, increase their wages,
Okay.
give them modern weapon, and encourage them. I tell you, before 6 months, this thing's over.
Okay, thank you very much. Concluding comments are best.
Yeah, that's exactly what my take is. Let us go beyond rhetorics. Oh, we have done this, we have done the other one. Oh, in the past, when we came, the other government didn't do that. It's not time for blame game.
Okay.
It's time for action. The security architecture must be rejigged. The security architecture must be well beefed off. And the morale of the military are doing well. Their morale must be boosted. Okay. Pay them good wages. And when you do so, let's call the spade a spade. A caller just now talking about sponsors. Let us not run away with that. Run away from that. There are people sponsoring insecurity, even from the far north. Some people, the other time, they said they were going to publish their names. Government should do well if they really have those names, National Security Advisor, publish the names of these people and deal with them squarely. Once that is done, you will see Boko Haram and ISWA will be a thing of the past. If we lack the capacity by way of weapons of war, armament we don't have, we should appeal to places like America, developed countries, to help us with such equipment to completely obliterate this menace.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's the show. I hope you enjoyed every bit of 60 Minutes Nigeria, this week's edition. If you did, keep a date with me by the grace of God. Next week, we'll be looking at another topic that has to do with Nigeria. Until then, have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.
Certainly the best. Certainly the best.
Hello there, thank you for joining us on this special interview series on independent television. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun. Our guest today on the program is the Ambassador of the European Union to Nigeria and ECOWAS. As a matter of fact, the Ambassador of the European Delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, His Excellency Ambassador Courtier Mignon. Thank you for obliging us your time.
Thank you very much for your kind invitation, sir.
Okay, how would you describe your presence in Benin so far? Is this your first time in Benin City?
Actually, it's my second time, but I came in a private visit the first time because I hadn't presented my credentials yet to Mr. President, so I could not engage officially by the time. So this time it's the first official visit. And I came really with an intention to see how, to review the cooperation we are having with Edo State and to try to see how we can scale it up. But I took the opportunity to visit yesterday to participate to a private preview of the Museum of West African Arts here in Edo State, which is a project that I already saw last year when I came first to Benin City.
So how would you describe the level of partnership between the European Union and, of course, Nigeria, and particularly Edo State?
Well, with Nigeria, the European Union, together with its member states and its development banks, what we call Team Europe, I think is the first partner, is Nigeria's first partner in many areas, in trade and investment in particular, and also in cooperation in many areas. And we have 730 million euros in grants for bilateral cooperation with Nigeria between 2041 and 2027, plus also sizable amounts of loans, subsidized loans. And with Edo State, we've had good cooperation in several areas. I'm thinking in particular of support to migration governance and support to stranded migrants returning to Nigeria, and many of them are from Edo State. And in the last few years, we supported more than 23,000 people to come back and reintegrate into their communities nationally, and many of them in Edo State, just to name an example. So voilà, we think we can do more in other areas. We're also working in digital economy, in renewable energy, and also in projects for communities. But I always come with states so important like Edo State with an idea of how to try to improve and strengthen what we are doing already.
All right. What is the policy thrust of the European Union in terms of opportunities for young people as it relates to education?
Well, for us, education is key, and young people are a cross-cutting priority in a country like Nigeria. So in all our projects, we integrate a dimension for young people and also for women. And in particular, as far as young people are concerned, we are funding a big national project called Nigeria Jubilee Fellowship Program. It's about helping young graduates to integrate into labor markets by funding a 12-month scholarship for having internships in medium and small size enterprises or public service to get a first professional experience. And this is something that we are now scaling up with the federal government. And we are also offering possibilities of studies in Europe, particularly through the Erasmus program. We have more than 100 Nigerians going every year to Europe to study a master in the framework of the Erasmus program.
All right. What is the policy thrust of the European Union in terms of opportunities for young people as it relates to education?
Well, for us, education is key, and young people are a cross-cutting priority in a country like Nigeria. So in all our projects, we integrate a dimension for young people and also for women. And in particular, as far as young people are concerned, we are funding a big national project called Nigeria Jubilee Fellowship Program. It's about helping young graduates to integrate into labor markets by funding a 12-month scholarship for having internships in medium and small size enterprises or public service to get a first professional experience. And this is something that we are now scaling up with the federal government. And we are also offering possibilities of studies in Europe, in particular through the Erasmus program. We have more than 100 Nigerians going every year to Europe to study a master in the framework of the Erasmus program in particular.
Fantastic. If you just join us, we have with us the ambassador of the European Commission delegation to Nigeria and Africa, who is in Edo State currently on a private visit, engaging him on a wide range of issues, looking at the partnership between the Commission and Nigeria, and particularly Edo State. Ambassador Mignot, let me quickly take you on a trending issue in Nigeria right now, which has to do with violence, extremism, and the talk around genocide against Christians is gaining momentum across the world, particularly in the US and several other places. What's the Commission's perspectives on this issue, and what is the intention in terms of helping Nigeria to deal with banditry, Boko Haram, and all other extremism that we're seeing playing up in the country right now?
I think it's important not to exaggerate or oversimplify situations which are very complex in Nigeria in terms of violence and insecurity. Of course, it's a big concern for everybody, including for us. We are very much committed with freedom of religion and belief in particular, and of course, any attack against communities or individuals because of their religion must be condemned, unacceptable. But at the same time, we stand in solidarity with Nigeria, with the victims of the attacks, of course, and with the overwhelming majority of Nigerians who are willing to coexist peacefully beyond ethnic or religious differences. And so we stand in solidarity with Nigeria to fight the many drivers of violence and insecurity. And religion is only one of them. And we've been supporting Nigeria for many years through many projects of peace building, of de-radicalization, demobilization of former members of non-state armed groups, for instance. And we are ready to do more. The European Union some 12 years ago received the Nobel Prize for Peace. And so we always feel the necessity to be up to this great distinction that we received, to work on peace building, to work also and strengthen our relationship on security and defense with Nigeria, but in a spirit of partnership and of respect for Nigeria's sovereignty.
Fantastic. You're here specifically because of the Museum of West African Arts, MOA, which of course was launched just a few days ago. But what's your take on the current issues surrounding the Museum of West African Arts, particularly against the background of some of the things that happened there, during the inauguration of the center? You were there.
I was there. It was not an inauguration of the museum, actually. Okay. It was just a private preview, because the organizer, I think very wisely, decided, as there were some criticisms, to postpone the formal inauguration of the museum. They announced this already a few days ago. And so yesterday was just a private preview for partners, friends, diplomats like myself and other European ambassadors. The EU has no direct involvement in this project. We are not funding this project. We might do it in the future because we want to partner more with museums and cultural institutions in West Africa and Nigeria, but we have no direct involvement so far. So I came here really to see the advancement of this very wonderful project I discovered last year when I came first, which is a great opportunity for Edo State, for Nigeria, and for West Africa. It's a West African museum. It's not about only Benin or Edo State or Nigeria even. It's West African. And I must say that the experience that we had yesterday was quite unpleasant and deplorable, because this private event on a private property was disrupted by so-called protesters who came in, allowed by the police, because there was security all around, but they left them in. And they disrupted the whole event. So it's exactly how you scale off. You scale off investors and development partners coming in good faith, to partner with your community. And Germany, for instance, has invested 8.5 million euros in this project. If now they see that this project cannot operate normally, the conclusions will be quite clear, not only for Germany but for all European stakeholders.
Fantastic. Let's look at a general issue that relates to the involvement of the Western world in Africa in terms of development, in terms of partnership, in terms of insecurity. Talking about partnership, we're seeing the European Union, for example, always disposed to giving loans to African countries, Nigeria inclusive. The perspective of these loans being a trap for developing countries, underdeveloped countries. What are your thoughts? What's the Commission perspectives on this?
Well, this is a trap where we felt collectively, the lenders and our African partners 30 years ago, and we had at the time to pardon part of this debt, to do a whole work to get out of this situation. So now, through, in particular, our new cooperation strategy, which is called the Global Gateway Strategy, we are very attentive not to fall again into this trap. So we limit the level of indebtedness of partner countries. We give subsidized loans. We don't want to fall again into this trap. And what we are seeing with concern is that African countries, some of them, are falling again into this situation with other lenders, not the European Union, because we've learned from our first experience. So this is why now we work very much with financial instruments, blending loans with grants, for instance, subsidized loans which create revenues for the country, so making sure that they can be reimbursed. So it's really a point we are very attentive to.
On a global scale, we've seen the disappearance of peace, so to speak, at the global level. I mean, the Hamas-Israeli crisis there's a ceasefire, there's some sort of agreement, but we're still seeing some measure of violence. We saw recently the RSF activities in Sudan, particularly in Al-Fasher. That crisis is still going on. And these activities or events that are unfolding globally that undermines peace globally, what's your perspective of the fact that it's like the world is hamstrung in terms of dealing with these issues, nipping them at the bud before it blossoms, it flourishes, snowballs into huge crisis like you're seeing now in Sudan? Hunger is there. In Hamas, there's starvation, there's poverty, and all of these issues happening. Why is it so difficult for the world leaders to have a consensus in terms of how they can collectively respond to these issues?
Because we have collective rules in the United Nations Charter, international law. And what we have seen over the last 10 years or so is that very important players have not respected these rules. Take the case of Russia in particular.
Yeah, Russia and Ukraine.
The Russian invasion to Ukraine, which started in fact in 2014, then it became full scale in 2022. Then from a permanent member of the Security Council, a country which is supposed to be a guarantor of these rules, then it shows that everybody can do anything and violates international law without punishment. And so this is why it's so important, and that is why the European Union insisted so much that all countries in the world had to condemn the Russian invasion to Ukraine. And most countries, including Nigeria, have done that. But others, including large democracies, have not done so.
When you say large democracy, are you talking about the US?
The US has done so, but others have not. And then, other crises also popped up. And then when the law starts to be broken here and there, it just becomes contagious.
Ambassador Gottner Migno, thank you so much for your time. Truly appreciate this conversation.
Pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I've been talking with Ambassador Mignot, who is the head of the European delegation to Nigeria and Africa. Is currently in Edo State on a visit, and we've been engaging him on a wide range of issues. Thank you for staying with us, and have a beautiful day ahead. Bye for now.
Certainly the best. Certainly the best.
Thank you for joining us today on the program Healthy Living. I'm Adesu Wausau. A lot of us wonder why somebody will sleep and never wake up. Others will just wonder why a healthy person will slump and die immediately. So many of these questions are heavy in our hearts, but how do we go about it? Some would imply other things to it except for medical reasons. So today, we're going to be talking about sudden cardiac deaths. Sudden cardiac deaths, we'll look at the symptoms, if there are any, causes, and probably we'll get some possible cautions to be taken or adhered to so that you don't fall victim to sudden cardiac death. And who are more susceptible to this problem? Is it the male or female, or is it an everybody thing? These and many more we'll be looking at on the program today on Healthy Living. And joining me to discuss this is Dr. Henry Onwalu, a Senior Registrar Cardiology Unit of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. A pleasure to have you join me today, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
Thank
Same
you.
here.
So, like I said, sudden cardiac deaths. What does it mean?
Well, good afternoon, viewers. Just as the name implies, sudden cardiac death. So that suggests an unexpected death that is sudden, usually within an hour of symptoms. And of course, in a patient or in someone with a known or unknown cardiac disease. I say known or unknown because most times people routinely will not go for checkup. So there's an underlying heart problems, but they never knew about it because they didn't get to visit a clinic where a doctor evaluated and said, we have an underlying heart problems. Just managing themselves, pushing through until the day there was an incident, and maybe on autopsy or on further investigation, we discovered that there was an underlying cardiac problem. So that's why we say it is sudden cardiac death.
This one that is sudden, are there symptoms?
Yeah, usually what we call a prodromal phase or signs and symptoms, where the person may feel, unusually weak or fatigue. Sometimes some of them it can come with chest pain, some chest discomfort or chest pain that cannot really be so clear. Just feel some chest discomfort. Some of them may have what we call palpitation. Okay. A sudden awareness of one's heart. Usually, the heart beats 247. You don't get to know that your heart is beating. I think you don't get to be aware of the beatings of the heart. But when one begins to feel or be aware of the heartbeats, that's what we refer to as palpitation.
Like what kind of feeling should that person have?
As the heart is pulsating, you hear, you are aware that my heart is beating too fast, or it's beating irregularly.
Sometimes there is this feeling of fear and the heart will suddenly jump. Other times it could just jump for no reason at all. According to laymen like us, for no reason at all. You say, why is my heart beating like this? There's nothing pushing you, or there's nothing that took you by surprise to have caused that kind of palpitation, but you just feel it. And other times you see people just said, hold on to their hearts, and then the next thing they slump and die. So
such is a pointer to why somebody should get evaluated properly. For instance, it's not normal. I usually would not feel that heart jumping. Usually would not feel that heart, beating too fast. And for no reason you are feeling it. Well, it's okay when somebody is anxious. That could be physiological. Or when somebody is, exerting himself, or maybe somebody that is running. When you run, the physiological response of the heart is you feel your heart beating faster. And for this one, for no reason, you're just going about your normal activity, which you would do before. And you can feel the heart, jumping, like you say, that's what we call palpitation. That suggests that all is not well. So that one should visit.
But unfortunately, even at that, I've seen it happen. And say, oh, what I need is a bottle of soft drink. Let me not promote them now. A bottle of soft drink and some water, I'll be fine. You know, I've seen it happen to somebody, and the person just took a bottle of soft drink and said, okay, I think I'm good, without thinking of going to the hospital. You know, the hospital is usually the last place every person will want to visit. And that on its own is, I think that on its own is a pandemic already, because people don't go to hospital until it is quarter past. So now let us look at those with underlying ailment that should be aware of this problem.
Yeah, usually with people with, there are things we call risk factors. Risk factors means what are the conditions that predispose one to having a sudden cardiac death.
Okay.
And so we could categorize it as nutritional. You can even say genetic. When you say nutritional, things like excessive alcohol comes in here. Of course, excessive alcohol, some persons will have their hearts racing and jumping. And sometimes there are some drinks referred to as energy drinks. I don't want to mention some names now. You know, those drinks,
please don't mention. We just know the energy drinks, sport drinks.
They make you feel alert, energetic. Even sometimes you don't sleep. But if you look in, some persons could take as much as more than they should take, and they will be wondering, the way my heart is beating, it's not regular.
But nowadays, people live on it, especially young men. You see them carrying it in water cans and
some get
in
lucky.
all kind of bottles.
Some get
but that
lucky.
is what they live on.
Some get lucky. They know that, oh, it is each time I take this, I feel this symptom, and they stop. And you know, when you take away the trigger or the assault, it means that the injury is off, and then the person will be free. But someone may not know, just keep taking it and taking it. And before know what's happening, there's a problem. That's why I said nutritional comes in, the energy drink, the excessive alcohol. Then for some reasons, you know, when you talk about malnutrition, we have what we call micronutrient malnutrition, things like magnesium particularly. For some studies, you know, it's been observed that when the magnesium intake is low, it can predispose to a nutritional factor causing sudden cardiac death.
For the purpose of educating the public, can you please break down this magnesium intake?
Most times when we take our food, you know, we talk of balance. That's why we talk about fruits. Sometimes we say take supplements. If one goes for a routine screening and the magnesium level is low, there are some reasons we say, okay, let's do micronutrient screening. And if it's low, they will give you some supplements, and of course take some fruits. Most of the food we eat, all those things we put, some of them have some of these micronutrients in the amount that is sufficient for the body. But if for some reasons there's, you know, we're not having balanced diet and there's some malnutrition from micronutrients, then we'll put in supplements.
In this economy, we are talking about getting our tummy filled, not balanced diet now.
But most times, some of the things we need for the balanced diet are things that we could help ourselves with. As simple as having a garden, you know, once in a while putting fruits in your diet, those little things that we may just commonize. They really may not be so difficult to access. And we don't need so much for these micronutrients just to be well nourished. Then things like genetic factors. In genetic factors, a lot has to do with genetic factors, because for some reasons it just runs in some family. You know, if in some family you have this history of people having sudden cardiac death, people just slump and they are no more, they slump, and particularly when it's multiple, that suggests that every member of that family should come for screening. So we can pick the problem earlier and then begin to see how we can manage the risk factors. It's not the person's fault, that in some families, for some reasons, we have what we call hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The heart's just excessively thickened. It's not your fault, but being aware, you know, one anticipates. And
it's not a village people thing.
Not necessarily.
Because that is what we usually attribute it to.
Not necessarily. Medically speaking, it's a genetic factor. That's why I said nutritional factor. I've explained that. I've talked about genetic factor. Now we're talking about what some of them, we call them long QT syndrome. For some reasons, the electrical transmission in the heart, you know, because of some structural malfunction or abnormality of the genetic makeup. So the conduction is not smooth, it's longer, like you say, long QT syndrome. And that's predisposed to abnormal conduction, and that can cause a sudden cardiac arrest, and that's sudden cardiac death. And we have acquired, we have congenital. Of course, for the acquired, there are some drugs that can prolong the QT interval. So such drugs, in some conditions, are avoided. So there are some tests we do when the QT prolonged, some of those drugs are avoided
Okay.
because that can lead to sudden cardiac death in a patient that already have a background problem. You know, then there are a lot of others. So we talk about genetic. We talk about I've mentioned nutritional.
Yes, you have.
We have what we call arrhythmias. Arrhythmias still talks about the electrical conduction of the heart because the heart works by both the mechanical and the electrical. That's what keeps the heart working. So with the electrical components, if there's any problem in the transmission, what we call arrhythmia, it's like somebody, when you say somebody is having what we call convulsion epilepsy, sometimes in this transmission in the heart, there's some disruption or abnormal flow.
Okay.
So that abnormal flow is what we call arrhythmia. One of them is what we call premature. I'm sorry for using a lot of medical
No, go ahead. Well,
premature ventricular contraction. If an ECG is done,
okay.
Sometimes it can be occasional, not to worry. But for some time, if it is maybe having it occurring like 10 times in an hour, that's significant. And that can give an idea of this person is at risk of sudden cardiac death. So having that, evaluating the arrhythmia can help us know and categorize. So there are a lot of other risk factors, but for time, just
okay, there's one I'm going to ask you after the short break. All right, the program is Healthy Living on Independent Television. We'll take a very short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with questioning the doctor so that we can get answers to our problems. We'll take that short break now. All right, thank you everyone for staying tuned. We're still on Healthy Living, and I'm talking with Dr. Onwualu. All right, doctor, what is the relationship between obesity and sudden cardiac death?
Yeah, you know, the list, I didn't exhaust all the list for risk factors causing sudden cardiac death. Well, we have modifiable risk factors and non-modifiable risk factors. One of such is things like genetic factor. You don't determine your genetic components. You are giving birth to that way. Things like your age.
But we can manage it.
Well, identifying it helps us
to manage
and try and see how we can avoid things that can trigger it. But we have no control. Things like increasing age is a risk factor for sudden cardiac death.
Okay.
So we have no control. We age per second. But the second that goes by, I'm getting older, I'm not getting any younger. So you have no control over that. But things like weight, what is obesity? The body mass index is one of the criteria we use to define obesity, either abdominal girth or body mass index. Either way you see it, those are things we use to objectively assess obesity. So if we go by BMI, obesity means that the weight for height is more than, most times we say 25 and above to 29.9, according to WHO, we say it's overweight. Then anything 30 and above, we say it's obesity. So this poses a risk for coronary heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and of which, once there's a cardiovascular disease, that means that there's a background underlying heart problem, and that's a risk factor for sudden cardiac death. So that's the relationship between obesity and sudden cardiac death. So for obesity also, you know, one of the things that it's modifiable. We have we have the opportunity to shed off some weight.
Work on it.
And that's why I classify it as it's classified as a modifiable risk factor, unlike the increasing age, genetic components, and the others that are not modifiable. So this one is modifiable.
Okay, instances where people sleep and don't wake up again. Could it be cardiac arrest or cardiac sudden death?
Good. Now, well, cardiac arrest could lead to sudden cardiac death. Don't forget, when they say cardiac arrest, it means that the heart stops. And for the period the heart stops, there may be some injury. Whether I like it or not, when there's an abrupt cut-off of the oxygen and blood supply, because even the heart itself requires blood supply and oxygen. You know, the particular area or segment supplied suffers some injury. So there's some micro scar, depending on the level of damage that has occurred there. And when that occurs, that's to say that that place will malfunction. And so that's why I say there's a link between the cardiac arrest leading to sudden cardiac death. But however, the defining factor there is that there's a background cardiac disease before you can talk about a sudden cardiac death.
So when people sleep and don't wake up, is a problem
now,
too?
when people sleep and don't wake up, if there's a background heart problem, sleeping and don't wake up could mean that the sudden cardiac death occurred while asleep. And things like heart attack, if an heart attack occurs during sleep, And depending on the severity, what is that, what we call myocardial infarction, what we refer to as heart attack in the layman's word, is that there is some occlusion of the blood supply to a particular region of the heart. So the degree of the occlusion defines the severity of the ischemia. So if it is an acute myocardial infarction, that means the occlusion is at least 70%, 80%, 90%, almost completely blocked. And when that happens, it shows that that part of the heart is compromised, and they may not be recovering.
Okay, does this also happen in children?
Yeah, it is rare, but when it does happen in children, then most likely it is a genetic component that is contributing. All those genetic abnormalities like the long QT syndrome, the Brugada syndrome, when those ones are occurring, most times below 35 years, then otherwise, it's like I said, increasing age is one of the strong risk factors. As we grow older, the vessels are sclerosed, the heart is old, and for most times, people that already have a background heart problem, for instance, heart failure. Somebody that has heart failure suggests that the person is also at risk of having a sudden cardiac death, particularly when the ejection fraction, because when we do a scan of the heart, what we call echocardiography, we are able to assess for the systolic function by the ejection fraction. If it is less than 30, that is an indicator of a high risk for sudden cardiac death.
All of this will be difficult for layman to understand, except you go to the hospital, and it's not something you can diagnose yourself.
No, you have to be evaluated. That's why, for instance, somebody maybe somebody close to you now may be walking or being around you at work, but you observe that this person is always easily getting tired. But the person is managing. Such person shouldn't manage. You should just visit and say, I observed that recently I'm not as strong as I used to be. I easily get fatigued. Maybe the person is overweight. That's another reason to say, oh, I'm overweight, I'm easily getting fatigued. Let me just walk in for a check. This is not how I used to feel. And you may be surprised, you go in for that check and they say, oh, the ejection fraction of the heart is low. And of course, there are some drugs we can give to improve the function of the heart, shed off some weight. There's some injection we can give to shed off some weight. There's some things we can do to improve the overall function. And then that risk factor is controlled. And that delays the consequences that would have happened if the person had not come for that checkup. So the message here is, when we don't feel well enough, when we feel unwell, when the body gives signals, because most time the body will give signals, and we recognize those signals, we are advised to walk into the general practice and have a general check.
Being on this program is like doing advocacy too. But unfortunately, you are Nigerian, I'm Nigerian. You work in a hospital. You know that most cases come from the emergency units. Until somebody is almost gone, we find it difficult to go to hospital. And the problem of this world is so much that anything can happen to anybody at any time. Somebody can just fall suddenly in the market and the person is gone. And people don't come to help. The next, everybody's bringing our phone to come and let's see what's happening. You're videoing the person instead of calling for help. And then ambulance services is another thing. The 911, the emergency number thing is another crazy thing in this part of the world. We don't really have it.
I know we used to have some emergency ambulances I see at work. I don't know if that's still functional.
I think those ones are still there.
Fine. So thanks to
but it should be everywhere.
Our environment, we have that. However, well, it is what we are faced with. And that now will be a pointer to self-help, what you can do to prevent it, do. One of the risk factors I didn't mention was psychosocial. Psychosocial risk factor is something that we may be able to control. Things like things that can necessarily make you depressed, you avoid them, because depression is a risk factor for sudden cardiac death. Things like maybe, for instance, well, your socio-economic status, really, you don't have any control over that. But just try and work harder to improve, because most times some of these things happen more in the low socio-economic status. Yes, maybe because, I don't know, the people high up there are able to afford medical, they're able to access healthcare easily because they are more empowered. So maybe that's why it occurs more in the low socio-economic status than the higher socio-economic
Even for some of those who can afford it, hospital is the last place they want to go to. Rather, we'll go to church. We'll go and faith it out.
Well, yeah.
So relationship between faith and medicine.
It has to be, there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance. Why there has to be a balance? If you want to faith it out, you should even know what is wrong before you faith it out. And if you know what is wrong, you're fetching it out, you know what you're fetching. So you can't know what is wrong if you're not evaluated. So I will still explain further that maybe ignorance may be the problem. What are you fetching when you don't even know what is wrong?
What is wrong?
So I don't think there should be any clash. It's just ignorance, maybe. Because if you feel unwell, you need to be told why you are feeling unwell. So you are not working, get evaluated and say, okay, this is what
I don't think ignorance is an excuse, because a lot of us are very good churchgoers. I believe in miracles, I do. So don't get me wrong, please. I believe in miracles, but you have to know, like you said, you have to know what is wrong with you before you can ask for a miracle on what is wrong with you. All right, Doctor, before we leave, then, can you just please tell every one of us, particularly those of us who don't like hospitals? I don't like hospitals, but I try my best possible to do all that I can. Tell us what to do. How should we look at our hearts before we start running to the hospital? Tell us how the heart should function, what we should look out for, and how to generally take care of ourselves so that we don't become victim of our own mistakes. In the next 30 seconds, can you do that for us?
Yeah, I can do that. Well, the summary of all we've just said is be aware of your health, know your numbers, know your body.
Okay.
You feel any slight change you cannot explain. You don't have to like the hospitals. Most times you don't have to have emergency per se before you walk in. We have what we call the wellness clinic. You just walk in, I just keep my routine. I make it a habit once in a year to go for general check.
Like a birthday gift to yourself.
Yes, and know your numbers. What are the numbers you should know? Know your BMI.
Okay.
Know your blood pressure.
Okay.
Know your fasting blood glucose.
Okay.
Know your cholesterol, at least this basic 4. Your BMI will help you know how you should discipline yourself to trim your weight down and your diet. Your blood pressure will help you know if you need an intervention to work on your BP or not.
Okay.
Your fasting blood sugar will help you know if you need to control that sugar. And of course, your cholesterol will help you know if you need to control your cholesterol.
Okay.
And if you can do this on your routine check at least once in a year, then at least you've done the minimum you should do.
All right, Doctor. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us. Today we cannot take calls. We hardly take calls on TV, but we can take calls on radio, and we do that on Thursday. So let me get this promise from you that we'll do this on Thursday on radio. Yes, Doctor, yes. Thank you so much for saying yes. All right, people, this is what we're going to do today. Know your cholesterol level, know your BMI, know your sugar level, know your heart rate level, know everything that you need to know about yourself. And I will let you know that it does not cost much. There's a wellness clinic at UBTH. It's a government hospital. I'm not promoting that hospital. I've used it, and I think you can use it too. Hopefully the strike will be over soon, and people will go about their normal activities again in the hospital. So thank you, Dr. Nwalu, for finding time to be with us. So we'll see you again on Thursday, and that will be on radio. Until then, please take care of yourself. Don't drink too much. There are some sport drinks you should not even go close to, okay? All of this will damage your life if you are not careful. Bye-bye.
Certainly the best.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Certainly the best.
Welcome to Market Survey, your weekly guide to the pulse of trade and daily living in Benin City. Today, we take you to the ever-bustling Oluku Market, one of Edo's busiest open-air markets, where thousands of buyers and sellers meet daily. In recent times, the prices of staple food have continued to fluctuate, affecting both the traders and families. On this edition, we focus on two everyday essentials, rice and beans. From daily meals to festive dishes, these grains remain a constant presence in Nigerian kitchens. We'll find out the current prices in Oluku Market, the factors behind the recent changes, and how traders and consumers are adapting.
Beans and brown beans na the same price. Because of brown beans cost past this one. This one back now 120. This one 140, 130. You go see. A local beans and brown beans na the same price.
But this small one, it get the one we be say be only white, we be say not be different color like this.
Na Sokoto beans.
So how much that one?
Sokoto beans, because of na new one, you go see 80, 90.
For bag.
For bag.
So this brown beans, how much did they sell the rubber?
Rubber, they say 4,000, 3,800. Last Friday.
What of the white one?
White beans, they say 3,200, 3,000.
Last price. This one, I see the same price with this one because
yes, not the same price.
So how much the rice now?
Rice different. I get mango rice, I get wow rice, I get costos, I get otimo.
You feel they show us why we be mango, why we be
mango na ain't go from for this one. Okay. They say rubber 5,500 last Friday. This African king, they say 4,000. Okay. Wow rice.
This one be wow rice.
And I'm the wow rice.
Okay.
They say 6,000 last Friday.
Like saying that the wow rice 90 pass.
Yes.
So how much did they sell? How much did they carry out for bag?
Bag for wow rice. Wow rice bag now 120. Okay. Now in cost pass. Mango rice 80,000. Okay. This one 60,000 for African king.
This will be the cheapest rice.
Cheap. Cheap rice na Gerawa. Gerawa na 58,000.
For the bag. 3,000 for the bag. So how much na person they carry all this bag of rice before?
Before they carry 80, 85.
Okay.
Now so they carry them before.
This wow will be one something. How much did they carry them before?
Before 100k. Now I go carry them. Okay. Now because of increaser. Yeah. Wow now good pass for the rice.
Now wow not before foreign rice.
Wow na Nigeria for it. Amma because of good pass for it. Now cost pass any rice.
But this wild rice, now they because I not to the year of wild rice before. They just new introduce after.
If you eat the wild rice, you know they eat any rice because of for wild rice they sweet the rice.
How do they buy them before for markets like compared to now?
Before now 140. Because of now you don't come down. New one now you don't come out. Now you don't receive money small.
How much they carry out for market?
Yes. For market now. For bag or rubber?
For bag. For bag they buy now.
Bag now 120.
120 and before now like 140.
Yes.
So it don't reduce now.
It don't reduce now, yes.
But because of now they complain now or as na they sell them.
For
the rice and the beans.
facing the.
Like customer now walk up there and I see they complain say this is still there on the outside.
And now only facing they talk and say this is down kwanda, down kwanda. This is down kwanda now only small, down kwanda.
Prices don't increase, I be don't reduce.
Yeah, they don't reduce more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it? How your bag of prices they sell the different type?
This one is foreign rice. Now we dey buy 85,000.
Okay.
Nigeria, this one rate we dey buy 70,000. This one mango rice we dey buy 75. We have a wow. We dey buy 105 wow.
Okay. So how much do they sell rubber for this one?
Rubber this one we dey sell at 6,055. We dey selling it.
How much you sell at last?
Last manage we dey sell at 55.
So mango rice, how much do they sell the rubber?
Rubber last manage we dey sell at 43.
4,300
Yeah.
last.
Yes.
Then they sell at 4,000.
No, mango we no dey sell. This one we dey sell at 4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, ready to go.
So how you dey sell beans? Beans too. The prices don't reduce.
Yeah.
Compared to rice.
Before now they don't increase.
Don't increase them.
Yes.
How you dey sell your white beans for rubber?
White beans we dey sell rubber 3 manage we dey sell at 3.2. You know say the beans is different beans.
Yeah. So brown beans can be how you dey sell?
Brown beans we dey sell at 4,000 for the rubber.
And uloka.
Oloka we dey sell at 4,000. Oloka.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how you dey carry the bags for the beans? The white one, the brown one, and the uloka.
White one we dey carry 120
For bag.
to back full back 120 125. Yeah.
And brown one.
Brown we dey carry 130 135.
So uloka.
Uloka the same price with the brown beans 130 135. Uloka with uloka.
How market been and how the business of rice be?
They fine now, so the rice.
The prices don't go up, I be still they don't come down.
It don't come down well away.
Okay. So how you they sell the different rice? How you take this? How you take they carry for bag?
The bag, okay, the bag from 58 to 65,000 to 70 to from 58 to 95 day.
Okay. How much do they carry wow for bag?
Wow for bag, different day. For Mission Road size na 98,000.
Okay.
For this size na 102,000.
Okay. So how you take they sell rubber?
Rubber
like this rubber now, if you want to sell and how much?
So you see get different now. This one 4,000 there, for 5 there, 6,000 there.
Okay, but the different type of rice.
Yes.
Okay. So this one how you take the sell?
This one 6,000, 6,500, 7,000 to 9,000.
This one for wow, now how much?
This one for wow, na 9,000 naira.
Last
Price 9,000.
You know if you price and pass that one?
No. 9 be the last.
So this one for wow, last now how much?
6,000 only. For 41, 5,500.
So this one I see the same price.
And at the same time is down.
So how you take the sell beans?
Beans 3,000 there, 3,2 there, 3,500 there. The local beans na 4,000, 3,500. The brown one na 4,000 last.
For rubber?
Yeah.
So but if you want to sell, they sell beans with this rubber?
Yes, now.
So how much do they sell for this?
5,000, 5,000 naira.
Brown beans for this one how much?
6,000.
White one?
Local 5,500.
Okay. So how much do they carry the bag of brown beans?
The bag of brown beans 135.
235,000.
135.
How much did they carry before?
Before now 140 something, 150 something.
Okay, so that means it don't come down small.
Yes, it don't come down now.
So white
the white one ain't come down fast.
How much did they carry now?
Now 110,000.
How much did they carry before?
Before now 135, 140.
That means beans don't really come down.
Yes, no.
Uloka na still the same thing.
Uloka na still the same for white one.
The same thing with white one.
With white one, man.
Okay. This you know say uloka get two different types.
Yes, now new one 35, old one 4,000. Now I tell you before now.
Okay. For the so how much did they sell cup?
Cup for uloka,
rice?
okay, for rice 400, 350, 450, 500.
So depending on the rice. So which one be the highest?
The highest now wow rice now be the 500.
500 for one
Yes,
cup.
for
So
the-
the lowest now
The lowest now 350.
for one cup.
Yeah.
What about beans for cup?
Beans 300, 350.
300, 350, not past that two price.
Yeah.
This bag of rice is 8,500 naira. Well, we also have different type of rice. We have the one we sell for 72,000, 60,000, 65,000. The way your money go take reach, we go give you. Still get the half bag we dey sell for 32,000. Get the one we sell for 16,000. Anyhow your money reach, you see they sell rubber 4,000, 4,500. Anyhow your money reach, we go sell them for you.
So which one be the cheapest rice?
Cheapest rice now that I have 60,000.
What's the name of the rice?
African King.
So the bag na 60,000.
Yes.
So how much do they sell am for rubber?
Rubber na 4,000 they sell am.
So that means half bag when sell can be like 30,000 naira.
Yes.
So the prices of rice now, the one that say they carry am compared to how it be before, it don't increase.
No, it don't come down. Rice don't come down recently. Yes.
Not there the way it fetted there before.
It don't come down.
So how much na expected they carry? If you know like how much na expected they carry bag of rice compared to the one that they carry now.
Yeah, everything does see come down small. Yes. That from our first 60 something, but it does see come down. We get this thing ready, but I don't get that one now. That one 72,000 before, but I don't say now it does see come down. Yes. Mango before now 80 something thousand, 170,000 before. Oh, but it does see come down to 72,000 for mango rice. Yes.
What about wow?
Wow. No, I don't get wow now.
But you know how much they sell am?
No, but I don't say it could also come down because rice don't recently come down.
Okay. So how much na say they sell cup of rice?
Cup na 400 naira.
That one at the lowest amount?
Yes, why they say.
How the rice market be now? Prices don't go up, I be still there. It don't come down.
I get where you don't come down, I get where you don't go up.
Okay.
Yes, I get the new one where you don't come down. 50 something, I get down 60 something.
So how much say they sell bag, like the different bags? How you say they sell them?
Different bag, I get 60,000, I get 65, I get 80.
Okay, so the highest amount now, which rice they sell? Wait, be say dear pass or the rest for bag?
Where dear pass? That one wow rice. I dey reach 100,000.
Okay.
Yes, I get mango, that one 80,000. I get Optimo 60,000. I get African King 58.
Okay.
I get the Mama Africa. That one 55.
55 for bag.
Yes.
So if they sell rubber, how you say they sell rubber for rice?
Rubber, I get 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. That one will not be 6,000.
Okay.
I get local on 3,500.
Okay.
Yes.
So beans now, because you say prices of rice now it varies, and it be like say it never to increase like that as that they sell them. So how about beans? Beans don't increase.
Beans increase though. Beans now before they say 3,000, now na 3,500.
For rubber?
Yes, white one, brown one 4,000. I get local small one down 4,000.
Okay.
Yes.
So how much na say they carry bag before, and how much na say they carry bag now? For beans.
Before they carry for 150, now 110, 120.
So wait, una they carry for 150 before, but now they carry for 110.
120.
Rice no increase, no, they no increase. I dey say rice rubber 4,200, 4,000. I dey say rice rubber 3,000. So I dey say pull back for rice 65,000, 63,000.
But it depends on the kind of rice now.
Different rice. So not say rice they different.
Yeah.
So big rice, potty rice, now they say like 80,000.
Okay.
One rubber they sell like 5,000, 5,500. Yeah. So that kind mango rice they sell 4,500, they sell 4,300. So other kind African King Optima they sell 3,700, 3,500, 4,000.
So bag of local rice now how much?
For local rice they sell 1,010. 1,010.
How much for local rice the bag?
Full bag 1,010. 110.
110. Why company say foreign rice called cheap past local rice?
Me say I don't know na so I dey say.
So how beans? How you dey say rubber of beans?
No say beans I dey say rubber 3 to 3,000. You local beans I dey sell at 3,500, 4,000. Brown beans 4,000. I mean normal price.
Okay, so but the prices of beans don't reduce, I be still there on the outside.
You see the na new beans now you see they reduce. No be this kind of odd beans. This one na odd one. Beans where you go see cheap, you never come na new beans. You no see there again. You never see come out.
From the bustling lane of Oluku Market, the story remains the same. The markets never sleep, and food prices continue to tell the story of our economy. Whether it's rice or beans, every grain counts in daily struggle of household to make ends meet. This has been Market Survey, bringing you insight from the heart of Benin City's market.
We've come to the end of today's edition on Market Survey, and today we get to know the various prices of rice and beans, and also we got to understand that there are different types of rice. We have the likes of wow rice, we have mango rice, and we have local rice. I will also get to understand that we have beans, we have white beans, we have Uloka beans, and we have brown beans, and they are all sold for different prices. So also with the rice, we have rice from 8 kg, we have for 7 kg, we have for 12 kg, and also 25 kg, and they are sold for different prices. And we also got to understand that the prices compared to how it was sold before, they've reduced in terms of the bag of rice and also the terms of bag of beans. So we got to understand that due to the various types of rice, like wow is more expensive in the market because of its uniqueness, and also that of mango rice, it's different from how others are being sold. And also for the beans, we also got to understand that the brown beans is more expensive compared to the white beans. And that's all on today's edition of Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notoriwa. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
Certainly,